What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy Mahalik, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur since I quit my last real job at 18. I did have a small stint as I was hired by a tech company as the COO years ago, and I guess that was like kind of a real job for the time being, but I actually took that because of the opportunity. And I actually went on to start a 7-figure internet company with the founders of that company that worked out really well. So let's talk about a couple things that you should think about before you quit your job. And the first thing you need to think about is, why do you want to quit your job? Okay, because your reasons are going to shape the future for you going forward. So one of the reasons that you might want to quit your job is because you have a successful business and you really want to grow that, okay? You want to make more money. You want to be even a millionaire, let's say, and most people can't do that with their current 9-to-5 job, their regular job. You know, there's not a lot of opportunity to grow there, okay? So that could be one reason. Say hi, Julian. Say hi. Say hi. So another reason might be is that you want to spend more time with family. And this is my 15-month-old Julian. He's a bundle of joy and also a bundle of time all in one. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. So you might want more time to yourself and to your family because, you know, one of the main things in life is that you only have so much time. You're only going to be in your 20s for so long. You're only going to be in your 30s for so long. And before you know it, you're going to look back, and if you were at your 9-to-5 for the last 10 years, that 10 years blew by and you might not have advanced in your life at all. So having your own business can do that, can give you that time. However, you still need to work. So the thing is that Let's jump back a little bit. So when do I recommend that you quit your job? And the thing about it is everybody's journey is different, okay? Everybody's goals are different. Everybody has different fears, and your fears play a big part of your business and your life, okay? Because quitting your job is probably a really fearful thing for a lot of people. It's very scary, okay? And there's several reasons why. So one, you're going to lose your health care. You're not going to have health care for you and your family. And I don't want to scare you guys, but me and my wife, we pay $1,000 a month. You know, I mean, it's not 1,000 exactly, but it's $1,000 and some change a month, every single month for our health insurance premiums, okay? Now, we have a really good plan, okay, but it's $1,000 a month and we have a huge deductible. I think it's $5,000 per person and a $10,000 family max. So what that means is on any given year, I may have to shell out $10,000 for health insurance in addition to the $12,000 that I pay in yearly premiums, okay? Health insurance is very expensive. And trust me, we shopped around. We actually went through a small business association where we're pooled with other small businesses. And you know, even though the small business is just, you know, my own company, I was able to get a better rate than I could find anywhere else. So one, I don't recommend you quit your job if you only have like $1,000 in savings, okay? And another thing is I don't really recommend you quit your job if you have credit card debt, okay? Because really, that's money you have to pay. So if you have $5,000 in credit card debt, that's money you have to pay back eventually. And if you take a long time to pay it back, that $5,000 is going to really, with interest, credit card interest, is going to cost you like $7,000 or $10,000, okay? Finances is a huge part of quitting your job, okay? So you need to have all your credit card debt out and gone. And then you need to start thinking about things like insurance and 401ks. And so the thing is that when you are your own entrepreneur, you're the boss, you are the company. There's nobody matching a 401k for you, okay? So you have to create your own 401k. So I like to think of this as 3 buckets of money. This is my 3 bucket of money system. And I've been thinking this way for years. So when I was 20 I think it was, 19 or 20, 20, and I bought my first Lamborghini. I didn't invest shit, okay? If I knew everything I knew now, I would have invested a lot more money when I was 20, and I would have a lot more money nowadays. Now I'm doing pretty good. I have no regrets, and you only live once. You got to find that fine balance of like living your life, living your best life, but yet saving for yourself. Like, I feel like people who don't save money are like missing the boat. Now that was me. When I was 20, I was like, hey, I'm getting this Lamborghini. I can afford the payments. This is before YouTube. YouTube people with Lamborghinis didn't even exist. YouTube wasn't even around, right? I did that because that's something I wanted. It was a goal of mine, but I didn't invest anything. I didn't know about investing. Investing took me years to figure out my risk tolerance and all that stuff. So you won't have an employer matching your 401k. You have to do that yourself. So that's what we're going to talk about, the 3 buckets of money. So your first bucket of money is the money that you need right now. You need money to pay your bills this week, to pay your bills next week, to pay your bills in 2 weeks, your rent is due, all that stuff. That's basically like your checking account, okay? So you need thousands of dollars in there to pay your bills, pay your health insurance, all that stuff, okay? The next bucket of money, your middle bucket of money, is money that you have invested, but you can pull out at any given time. So it's in like your what they call a taxable account. So this is money that grows and makes you money, but if you needed $10,000 to pay your health insurance, or $5,000, or you went to go buy a new car and they have a $4,000 down payment, and you wanted to do that, you can just basically go to your investment account. We'll say Vanguard in this case. By the way, I highly recommend Vanguard as an investor. They have like the best fees ever and so many investment choices, stocks, bonds, everything like that. And maybe in a later video, I'll give you some of my Vanguard picks that I recommend based on your risk tolerance. By the way, if you like this video, this is a little bit different than making money on Amazon, which is what I normally teach. Like this and drop me a comment down below. I like to throw in a periodic video that's a little bit different and just talks about some of my business experiences that I've had along the way. So your Vanguard investment account, you can literally go on there and click sell and withdraw a certain amount of money and get it like 2 days later into your bank account. So this is your middle bucket of money, okay? This is money that if you need $5,000 or if you need $10,000, you have it, it's available. If your air conditioner blows in your house and it's $8,000 to get a new air conditioner installed, you have the money, okay? If you don't have this kind of money, and then you would have to put it on a credit card, and instead of paying $8,000 for that air conditioner, it's gonna cost you $10,000 or $12,000 because you're gonna pay interest on it, you're probably not ready to quit your job, okay? And the third bucket of money that you eventually need to have is your long-term bucket of money, your retirement money, your money that is for you, but it's for a future version of you. It's not money that you can withdraw right now and pay for an air conditioner, okay? So when you're an employee, your third bucket of money is your 401k or whatever equivalent your company might have for you. Some companies have like private stock that, you're vested in the stock and you get that stock. Well, when you're your own boss, nobody is matching your 401k. Nobody's giving you this free money, okay? So that is something you need to think about. So what I suggest most entrepreneurs do is the first thing you want to do is you need to have money in your first bucket of money and your second bucket of money. And then the next thing you would want to do is you would want to invest into a IRA. The amount you can put in an IRA, which is your own retirement fund basically, is $6,000 per year. They raise it, I think it was $5,500 last year, and they raise it like every year or two, and they're gonna keep raising it because inflation, everything costs more. If you go to the grocery store now, you can spend $100 like nothing. $100 doesn't even go far nowadays. So you can put $6,000 into your IRA, okay? So I suggest you do a Roth IRA, because what happens is when that money grows, so when that $6,000, let's say it doubles in 7 to 10 years, and that $6,000 is now worth $12,000, and let's just say in another 7 to 10 years it doubles again, it's worth $24,000, and then in another 7 to 10 years, now you're like 21 to 30 years later, and that money just keeps growing, Now that 21,000 can be like 48,000 or 50,000. So that 6,000 has now grown to 50,000 by the time you retire. And that's just the one time you put in 6,000, it's just 1 year, okay? If you put it in a Roth IRA, you don't get any tax deduction right now on your taxes, but it grows tax-free and you can withdraw it tax-free. So now that $50,000 that you have in there for your retirement is now tax-free. And believe it or not, $50,000 is not a lot of money. You know, if you make $50,000 a year at your job right now, that $50,000 is only going to last you 1 year. And this is in the future, so it won't even last you a year because things will cost more in the future, 20 or 30 years from now. Okay, so that's why it's very important to have your 3 buckets of money system, because your future you is going to need money. You're not going to, you know, my dad worked at a grocery store for like 30 or 40 years and he has a pension. Okay, I don't have a pension. Most of you guys probably working at your own jobs don't have pensions anymore. Pensions are gone. Pension is just like they give you money every month, and it's just like it's like a Social Security benefit. But they actually took money out of your paycheck, most of them along the way, to kind of fund that. So it's what you need to do now. You need to make your own pension. And what you do is you take a little bit of money out of every check, just like they would have did if you worked for the employer, and you need to set that aside and invest it in your second bucket of money or your third bucket of money, okay? And the thing is that a lot of people don't end up investing themselves in their IRA or their Roth IRA. And what happens is 10 years blows by, 15 years blows by, they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s, and they don't have any retirement fund. Okay, and you need to do that. Even if you're only putting $500 a month away, you can get to that $6,000. Okay, past your $6,000, then you need to do what is called setting up a like solo 401k. You can set that up at Vanguard, where you are basically setting up a 401k for yourself for your own company. Okay, so most of you entrepreneurs, most of you Amazon sellers are going to have like an LLC that is going to be your own company. You're not going to have employees and stuff like that. And you can go what's called and set up a solo 401k where you can then invest that money and then get a tax deduction. So if you put $10,000 in there, that's a $10,000 tax deduction off your taxes for this current year. So say 2019 or 2020. That $10,000 basically comes right off the top. So if you had a $100,000 income that year and you took $10,000 of it and put it in your solo 401k, you're now only going to pay taxes on $90,000. Okay, so it's a tax benefit you get, and then that money can grow. And later on, when you take it out, you'll pay the taxes on it later out. Where if it's a Roth 401k or a Roth IRA, you don't get the tax deduction now, but it grows tax-free. So when that $10,000 grows to $50,000 or $70,000, that's $70,000 tax-free that you can take out and spend on anything you'd like. So those are some things to think about before you quit your job, okay? One is you can have the time and the freedom to be able to spend with your family, to spend with your baby, to spend with your son or your daughter, okay? But you're still going to need to run a business. You're still going to need to work hard on your business, and you're going to need to figure out having health care for yourself and having your own buckets of money, your first bucket of money, your second bucket of money, and your third bucket of money. Hope this all makes sense. I hope this helped you. This is stuff I've figured out over years and years of time. And investing is, it's an acquired taste, okay? If you just go out and you dump $10,000 or $100,000 into a 100% stock index, and that stock index drops by 10% the next day, and you lost, let's just say your account balance went from 100,000 to 90,000 right away, most people are going to freak out, okay, because they're not used to it. They don't know what's going on. It's an acquired taste, okay? So investing requires a risk tolerance that you have to build up over time. So when it drops by 10%, which stocks do all the time, you know, you're not going to panic and cash out and lock in that loss, because what happens is it'll drop by 10%, but then like a month later or 6 months later or a year later or whatever it takes, it'll go back up and it'll go up even more. Historical stock returns are somewhere between 7 and 9%, okay? And 7% a year for 10 years, there's a rule called the rule of 72, which means if you do 7.2% for 10 years, your money will double. And 7% is very doable. In fact, the stock market has made a lot more than that, but I don't recommend you have 100% stocks. We'll get into that maybe in another video coming up. But your money can double for you every 10 years. So if you had $100,000 saved in a 401k or your second bucket of money, just by not touching it all and just investing it, it can double and go to $200,000 in 7 to 10 years, okay? And then in another 7 to 10 years, that $200,000 can double again to $400,000, okay? Whereas if you had it just sitting in a bank account earning, 1% interest or 0.5% interest, it's gonna go nowhere. Now that $100,000 went to $400,000 in 14 to 20 years. And we're all hoping to be here 14 or 20 years from now. So make sure you're investing, start small, build up your risk tolerance. Know that when stocks drop by 10%, it's not the end of the world, okay? And this is just a little bit of my brain that I have learned throughout the years. I hope this helps so much. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you like this type of video going forward, I'll do them occasionally. I'm not going to do them every single week, but let me know what you think. And also, I almost forgot, the winner of the next free phone call giveaway is right here. Here's the next winner. Thank you so much for your comment. If you want to be entered into the next free phone call giveaway where you can ask me anything you'd like, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notifications that I actually uploaded a new video and you don't miss out on those new videos, and leave a comment down below and you will be entered into the next free phone call giveaway. Thanks guys, and I will see you in the next video.